Hello everyone, welcome back to Rumah Inggrisku. I'm really happy you are here. If this is your first time listening, my name is Riang Abrid, and in this podcast, I share Indonesia with the world in English with an Indonesian voice. Today, we are going to talk about something that almost every Indonesian knows very well: traffic, or maybe traffic chaos. If you've never visited Indonesia, you might imagine peaceful roads, beautiful mountains, and tropical beaches. Well, those things are real. But before you get there, you might spend 2 hours in traffic, especially if you're in Jakarta. So today, let's explore what Indonesian traffic is really like, why it looks so chaotic, and why somehow it still works. Imagine you arrive at the airport. You're excited. You get into a car. Everything looks normal. Then, suddenly, motorcycles appear from every direction: left, right, behind, in front. Somehow, they even appear from places you didn't know existed. You hear horns. You see cars changing lanes, people crossing the street, street vendors, delivery drivers, and somehow everyone keeps moving. For many foreigners, this can be shocking. Some even say, I don't understand how nobody crashes every minute. Honestly, sometimes we don't understand either. One thing you'll notice immediately is the number of motorcycles. There are millions of them. For many Indonesians, motorcycles are not just transportation, they're part of daily life. Students ride them, office workers ride them, parents take their children to school on them, food delivery drivers use them, online motorcycle taxis, or what we call ojol, are everywhere. Sometimes motorcycles don't wait behind cars. They find tiny spaces, very tiny spaces. Sometimes I wonder, how did that motorcycle fit through there? But somehow it does. Speaking of motorcycles, let's talk about ojol. Ojol is short for ojek online. Instead of driving your own motorcycle, you can simply open an app. Within minutes, someone arrives. Need food? Ojol. Need groceries? Ojol. Need medicine? Ojol. In many Indonesian cities, life would be much more difficult without them. They've become an important part of everyday life. Now let's talk about traffic jams. In Indonesia, we call it macet. And yes, macet can be very, very long. Sometimes a trip that should take 20 minutes takes 1 hour or even two. People often listen to music, podcasts, or simply accept their fate. If you're Indonesian, you probably check Google Maps before leaving home. Not because you're lost, but because you're checking how bad traffic is today. Foreign visitors often notice something else: the horns. In some countries, using the horn is considered rude. In Indonesia, not always. Sometimes it's simply communication, like, I'm here, the light is green, please move a little, be careful. Of course, sometimes people use it because they're impatient, but many times it's just part of driving. Now, here's something interesting. Crossing the street in Indonesia can feel like a game. Cars keep moving, motorcycles keep moving, And somehow, people cross anyway. Many Indonesians learn this skill naturally. We look, we walk, we keep walking, and surprisingly, drivers usually adjust. Would I recommend tourists try this immediately? Probably not. It's better to use pedestrian crossings whenever possible. So, why does it still work? This is the interesting part. From the outside, Indonesian traffic looks messy, but people slowly learn an unwritten rhythm. Drivers expect motorcycles expect pedestrians expect traffic, everyone adjusts. Is it perfect? Definitely not. Can it be improved? Of course. But it's fascinating how millions of people move every day in such a complex system. Sometimes I think if Indonesian traffic were a dance, it wouldn't be ballet, it would be improvisation. Everyone seems to make their own decisions, but somehow the performance continues. If you ever visit Indonesia, don't panic. Take your time, be patient, watch how local people move, and maybe avoid rush hour if possible. Also, if you're riding with a nodule, don't forget your helmet. Safety always comes first. Traffic may be chaotic, it may be noisy, it may test your patience, but it also tells a story about Indonesia, a country that's busy, dynamic, creative, and always moving forward. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it with your friends. And if you're learning English, remember, you don't need a native accent to tell meaningful stories. Your English, with your Indonesian voice, is already valuable. This is Rumah Inggrisku, and I'll see you in the next episode.